A single footprint, pressed into wet clay, 60,000 years old. No sound, no wind, just the shape of a foot that once carried a body through darkness it could not see the end of. We assume our ancestors were driven by hunger, by reproduction, by the need for shelter. That's not the whole story. Beneath every one of those drives sat something older, something quieter, something that shaped the human brain more than food ever did. Fear. Not the fear you feel watching a horror film. Not the fear of a deadline or an argument. A fear so constant, so total, that it never fully switched off. Not for a moment. Not for an entire lifetime. And somehow, out of that unbroken terror, we became the species that built cities, wrote symphonies, and sent machines to other worlds. That transformation is the story we're about to tell. Part 1. The animal that never relaxed. Most people imagine early humans as strong, resourceful, in control of their environment. They weren't. For most of our species' existence, a human being on the African savanna was, biologically speaking, prey. Slow compared to a lion. Weak compared to a hyena. No claws, no fangs, no armor of any kind. Every sunset meant renegotiating survival from zero. Researchers who study predator-prey dynamics have found something unsettling. A prey animal's nervous system never actually rests. Even while grazing, even while sleeping, part of the brain stays online, scanning, listening, waiting. Early humans lived inside that same biology, which means for hundreds of thousands of years, the resting state of the human mind was not calm. It was vigilance. Now, here's where it gets strange. You'd expect a species under that much pressure to eventually break, to collapse under the weight of constant alertness. Instead, something almost impossible happened. The fear didn't destroy us. It built us. Part 2. The cost of seeing too much. Anthropologists studying the cognitive leap of early Homo sapiens noticed something they didn't expect. The same brain regions responsible for detecting danger, the amygdala, the threat prediction circuitry, appear to be deeply entangled with the regions responsible for imagination. Think about what that means. The ability to picture a predator hiding behind a rock you can't see is, neurologically, almost the same ability required to picture a tool that doesn't exist yet, or a plan for tomorrow, or a god. Terror and imagination may share the same root system. We didn't become intelligent in spite of our fear. We may have become intelligent because of it. This reframes something we rarely question. We tell ourselves that curiosity pulled humanity forward, that wonder is what built civilization. But the data suggests something colder and more honest. It wasn't wonder that kept early humans scanning the tree line every 10 minutes. It was dread. And dread, endlessly repeated across tens of thousands of generations, doesn't just protect an organism, it reshapes it. Part 3. The night problem. There is one detail that changes everything about how we understand early human psychology. Night. For a diurnal primate, a creature built to see, hunt, and think in daylight, night should have been unbearable. No claws, no night vision worth mentioning, and yet the world's most dangerous predators are built specifically to move undetected in the dark. Every night, for hundreds of thousands of years, our ancestors were handed 12 hours in an environment they were never designed to survive. Most people assume fire's greatest gift was warmth. It wasn't. Its greatest gift was time. Fire didn't just keep bodies warm, it kept minds occupied during the exact hours when the human nervous system was least equipped to protect itself. And in that firelight, something happened that had nothing to do with survival in the immediate sense. People started talking. Some researchers studying modern hunter-gatherer communities have observed a striking pattern. Daytime conversation is dominated by logistics, food, disputes, coordination. Nighttime conversation, around the fire, shifts almost entirely towards something else. Stories, myths, warnings, cautionary tales about monsters in the dark, spirits in the water, punishments for wandering too far. It's tempting to dismiss these as simple entertainment. They weren't. They were survival software, running on a completely different platform than tools or weapons. A platform made of language, memory, and fear, passed down like an inheritance. The campfire wasn't where humans escaped terror. It was where terror was translated into meaning. Part 4. When fear became culture. Here is the pattern most people never notice. Every ancient mythology, without exception, contains monsters. Every early religious system contains punishment, judgment, an unseen force watching from beyond comprehension. We tend to explain this as primitive superstition, as though our ancestors simply didn't know better. That explanation is comforting. It's also probably wrong. A mind soaked in chronic, low-level terror doesn't produce monsters by accident. It produces them because externalizing fear, giving it a shape, a name, a set of rules, makes it survivable. A predator you can name is a predator you can prepare for. A punishment with rules is a punishment you can avoid. The gods of early humanity weren't invented to explain the sunrise. They may have been invented to give an unbearable, formless dread somewhere to live outside the human skull. This is the part that should unsettle you. If the earliest human institutions, myth, ritual, religion, moral law, were built as containers for terror, then fear isn't just something that shaped human survival. It may be one of the primary architects of human civilization itself. Part 5. The terror that never left. Here is the uncomfortable closing thought. Modern humans no longer face lions in the dark. Most of us will never hear a predator's footsteps outside a tent. And yet, the machinery built across those hundreds of thousands of years of vigilance is still running. Every time your chest tightens before an email you don't want to open, every time your mind rehearses a conversation that hasn't happened yet, every time you wake at 3 a.m., certain something is wrong with no evidence at all, that's not a malfunction. That's an inheritance. The nervous system your ancestors built to survive a world of claws and darkness is the exact nervous system running inside you right now, recalibrated for a world that no longer requires it, but never told to stand down. We like to think of fear as the enemy of progress, the thing holding us back from our best selves. The evidence tells a stranger story. Fear built our imagination. Fear built our stories. Fear built the fires we gathered around, and the myths we told beside them, and the moral systems that grew from those myths, and, eventually, the civilizations built on top of all of it. You are not the animal that overcame terror. You are the animal terror built. And somewhere, Underneath every calm moment you'll experience today, that same ancient watchfulness is still quietly scanning the tree line, waiting for something that stopped existing 50,000 years ago.